How much money can you make on a 200K first deal? For those of you who don't know me, I scaled my portfolio up from a 200K triplex to $60 million AUM. I did that all in just 6 years. A lot of people who are my size only talk about the deals they're currently doing, right? The big $20 million deals like the one I just closed. But I want to talk about the first deal I ever did, a 200K triplex, how much money I made on it, and how you can start your real estate journey with a small amount of money as well. So this was the first deal. I bought this triplex for 203K. And before anyone says that I had a lot of money or anything like that, I had basically zero at the time. I put everything I had into the deal, which was $2,500. I had to raise the rest of the money for the deal, and I couldn't even manage to do that, so I took on a partner to help me. Since I had no money, I needed to find a way to have an edge. So I scoured the market searching for one. Eventually, I found it. The market was operating at around 98% occupancy, and there was a completely vacant triplex that had just been renovated that was up for sale. Since the deal had no in-place income, the seller was pricing it low, and potential buyers were kind of shying away from the deal. But that made no sense. The units had already been renovated, and the occupancy in the market was 98%. Obviously, we're going to be able to lease these units up quickly if 98 out of 100 units in the market were leased, and the hard work of renovating was already done. So in my opinion, the risk of the deal was completely mispriced. So in order to close the deal, I did a few things. The first was, since the building was fairly vacant, right, it eliminated much of the traditional buyer pool. That helped me out. A lot of the traditional buyer pool needs financing to close a deal, and they weren't able to look at this one. Second thing was that I toured the deal really quickly and submitted an offer almost immediately when it came to market. That's because I knew the market really well and did my homework beforehand. The third is that I submitted an all cash offer, quick to close with a large deposit. And that kind of sealed the deal for the seller ending up choosing me to go with over everyone else in the market. So then we closed the deal. What happened next, right? All I needed to lease up the property, right? There were three vacant units. They were renovated but vacant. So I had some work to do, and there were some other things going on with the property as well. I had to get rid of the asbestos in the basement, but more importantly, the marketing had to be on point, right? And I hired a professional photographer. You can see some of the pictures here, and it sounds crazy. Even in 2026, having professional photos is still an edge in a lot of markets. And then the last thing I did, I actually added in a washer and dryer in the basement, which was kind of a significant perk in the market at the time, given just shows you how low the competition is a lot of the time. Once that was done, I started leasing. And you could see exactly how that went in the P&L here, right? So we bought the building in May of 2019, couple months of no income, started leasing it up here, really got fully leased by September. So it took a few months. We ate some cash in the meantime, right? We actually lost money for a few months here. That happens sometimes at the beginning, especially when you're buying a vacant deal. You need to account for that. But that's kind of what it looked like. And by the way, I mean, you could see my first deal was in 2019. So in 6 years, I truly did go from having $2,500 and a 200K triplex that I raised all the rest of the capital for to $60 million in AUM. So I'd say there are very few people on the planet more qualified than me to teach you how to buy your own deals and scale to the point where you're making half a mil to low seven figures per deal, like I do now. So if you'd like to work directly with me to change your life and make real money in real estate, you could apply for the acquisitions bootcamp in the link below. But here you can see the rest of the P&L, right? And it's a pretty simple asset. It's just a triplex. There's not much going on with the rest of it, right? As soon as it was leased up, that was kind of it. You can see a few things hit here, right? This is where we actually we got rid of the asbestos. And then I believe this was the washer and dryer that we put in. Everything else is actually the asbestos was here. So this was the washer dryer. Everything else is pretty simple, right? It's a pretty clean asset. You can see here, once it's really operating, it's kind of hitting very high margins here, right? This is pretty high. For a normal deal, you'd be looking more at kind of right now between 50 and 60% NOI margin. This is obviously a lot higher than that. And then eventually we sold the asset in June of 2021. Actually, April of 2021, we just closed out the books in June. But in April 2021, that's when we sold the asset for, I believe it was like 275. This is net of sale costs here. So it ends up being 254K. And the end result was pretty good, right? We ended up in under 2 years making $55,000 in profit on the deal off a 200K initial investment. The total capitalization was around 225K. So unlevered profit was around 12% IRR, which is good. I mean, the deal was completely unlevered. If you change that to levered, it would have been a 26% IRR and a 1.6x multiple in a little under 2 years. And then one other thing I want to point out is this is a 3-unit deal. And for deals that are this small, you can kind of play some tricks with it. So deals that are under 4 units can get an FHA loan and can have someone live in there and get really high leverage on it, kind of up to 90% leverage. So what we did with this one was right before, I think it should show up in the P&L here. Yeah, right before we wanted to sell the asset, we actually vacated one of the units, and that allowed us to basically market the property to an FHA buyer who would overpay for it because they could live in one of the units. So we actually did that intentionally, and it ended up really working out. The deal ended up being a home run. I only put in $2,500. I did have a big promote in the deal, big relative to this. Promoting the deal, I could have ended up taking around 25 grand out of it. But I chose not to take that. So I actually made less than $1,000 in the deal. And the reason I chose not to take that was because I wanted to have all the investors who were in the deal with me move on to the next deal. And that worked. They all wanted to roll forward to the next deal. And that's how I started building my business. So a lot of times, if you're willing to delay that short-term profit and focus on the long-term building the business, you make a ton more money over the long haul. And that's what's happened. That's how we've been able to keep investors with us the entire time, is we treat them right.
If you're stuck in a W-2 job and want to replace your income with real estate, I run a one-on-one program where I'll personally show you how to find profitable deals and build real wealth. Matt was struggling to scale. Now he stabilized a $3.5 million deal that should net him over $1 million in profit. Sean joined when he was stuck at his job. In under 2 years, he acquired over $2 million in real estate and now has a clear path out of his W-2. Amin was able to quit his job of 11 years. Taylor completely changed the trajectory of his life. These are just a few examples. So if you do want results like this, click the link in the description to apply for the Acquisitions Bootcamp. Limited spots are available as we handle all appointments personally.